Bonjour à tous et à toutes, ici c'est Barcilou. Donc nous sommes de retour en 1931 après avoir connu pas mal de péripéties comme l'actuel 1986. On retourné en 1986 et le doc a été d'abord s'est marié avec Edna Strickland. Et a mis sous coupe réglée la ville de Hill Valley. Et comme Edna Strickland a été très bigote, donc elle a tout interdit manifestation d'affection. Oui, manifestation d'affection dans la rue, éliminer toute la saveur humaine, tout ce qui fait la richesse humaine d'une vie. Donc voilà, en fait c'est une bien pensante qui a appliqué... oui, on peut appeler ça une charia. L'actualité nous rejoint. C'est un peu une charia, mais à l'envers. Voilà, donc nous sommes de retour en 1931, donc on va essayer de rétablir le continuum espace-temps. Donc, persuader Matt d'aller voir Frankenstein. Là, tout a commencé par là. Normalement, dans la réalité, le jeune Emmett a été voir un film, Frankenstein, qui l'a aiguillonné dans sa passion.
I better talk to Emmett before this thing with Edna gets out of control.
Voilà, oui, j'y vais tout de suite. Donc normalement, le jeune Emmett doit aller voir un film, le Frankenstein, qui a permis de lui ouvrir les yeux sur sa vocation de scientifique. Donc allez, c'est parti.
Harry! You do show up at the oddest moments. Where have you been hiding?
Ah, donc on a décidé de jouer franc jeu tout de suite.
Oh, you know, here and there, you're a little hard to pin down yourself. I went looking for you last night, but...
I believe I was off entertaining a beautiful lady. You know, I never really got a chance to thank you.
Well, I'm sure you would have escaped Kid on your own.
Kid? Oh, sure, I'm grateful for that, but no, I'm talking about Edna. It's funny to think of now, but until that crisis, I actually thought Edna and I disliked one another. Imagine!
Yeah, well, we make a lot of mistakes when we're not seeing straight. The thing is, you shouldn't let Edna distract you from, you know, the business at hand. Finishing your project for the expo and going to see Frankenstein.
Oh, sure. I'm far too busy for movies these days.
But,
And as for my project, it's practically done.
the rocket car?
The rocket car? Boy, are you out of date. I've junked a rocket car.
But,
More trouble than it's worth. I'll never figure out a propulsion system that does what I want it to do. And besides, its social utility is practically non-existent.
social utility? Since when do you care about...
The mental alignment meter is a much more worthy project.
The what?
It was Edna's idea, and she's really been cracking the whip to get me to complete it in time for the expo.
Emmett, I'm a little confused here. What day is it?
Why, it's opening day. The opening day of the expo. Which reminds me, I'd better skedaddle back to the lab. If Edna catches me dawdling, there'll be heck to pay. Catch you around, Callahan.
October 12th. Doc?
Donc il y a un problème de date. Donc le 12 octobre 1931, je crois avoir vu au début, sur la présentation, on était au mois d'août. Donc il y a un problème de date. Ok. Persuade Edna de rompre avec Emmett. Edna, elle est peut-être au parc. Attendez, là je suis embarqué dans une vue qui me plaît pas beaucoup. Une vue rapprochée, j'arrive pas là. On dirait que je suis bloqué. Bloqué. Où je m'en vais là? Je ne sais pas trop.
Come to think of it, it is a bit brisk for August.
Oh, we're 2 months late. The expo's about to start and Teenage You is already in over his head with Edna.
I always did have a tendency to plunge into things.
Let's plunge into the DeLorean and get to the right date.
No, it's far too risky. Remember how I was late picking you up in '86?
Yeah?
That should have been a tip-off. Something is horribly wrong with the time circuits, and the problem appears to be getting worse. If we try to jump now, we could find ourselves stranded in the Cenozoic age. Or worse, the Mesozoic.
Then we're stuck?
For the time being. I'll look into the problem and see what I can do. In the meantime, you can go to work on the other problem.
Right. I'll go to the lab and see if I can talk Teenage You out of...
Impossible. If young me is already as infatuated as you say, you're not going to be able to talk him out of anything. Believe me, I remember. Better to focus on the more clear-headed half of the couple.
Edna? Where can I find her?
Where do you think? I'll drive. The DeLorean should still function adequately as a means of conveyance in the first 3 dimensions.
You were right. There she is.
My soon-to-be ex-future wife is nothing if not predictable.
Do I really have to talk to her? I mean, couldn't I just hang out until you fix the time circuits and...
Oh!
I'll talk to her. You'd better get the DeLorean out of sight before someone...
Hey, you! Quit blocking the drive! All Car of the Future contestants need to report to the North Tent.
Why not? Good luck!
Donc la Edna va être dure à convaincre, mais bon, on va essayer. Edna Strickland.
Doc's right. If we want to break Edna and Emmett up, we better approach it from Edna's side of the relationship.
Spell it B-R-O-W-N. It's not exactly an obscure name.
I still don't see it on the list. I'm sorry.
Oh, for the love... Let me try this one more time. This is the Hill Valley Science Expo, right?
First annual.
Indeed. The purpose of our fair is to showcase cutting-edge technology.
That's right. And to burnish Hill Valley's reputation as a forward-thinking community.
And yet, you want to exclude the maker of the most revolutionary breakthrough of all.
It's not that I want to, but... Oh, dear.
Mr. Callahan! You do pop up at the oddest times. What are you doing here?
I need to...
Whatever it is, I hope you don't have to deal with Mr. Stonewall here. His sole function seems to be preventing people from accomplishing their business. Honestly, with him keeping the books, it's a wonder the Tannen gang got as far as they did. Have you seen Emmett?
No.
Oh, then you've heard all about his big breakthrough, the mental alignment meter. Isn't it exciting? And to think, he didn't even realize the import of his discovery until I pointed it out to him. I've never known anyone like him, so oblivious to his own potential.
I kind of wanted to talk to you about Emmett and his potential.
Funny, I didn't spot it myself at first. In fact, for the longest time, I'd thought I didn't even like him.
Yeah. I don't get it. I mean, Emmett's nice and all, but he's not exactly the kind of guy that has girls swarming all over him.
Well, I'm not your average girl.
Yeah, but...
I appreciate your concerns, Mr. Callahan, but I can take care of myself. I know what I'm looking for in a man, and it so happens Emmett fits the bill to a T. That's Emmett Brown. Rhymes with clown, which I'm beginning to think you are.
Just a simple mix-up, I'm sure.
I've no doubt of that.
Ok. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a dans mon inventaire? Comment le forcer à rompre avec Emmett, hein, en lui disant qu'il est insupportable. Tiens, type.
Hey, excuse me.
Yeah?
When does the expo
Not till
open?
tonight. Anybody without official business here, please get off the grounds! You got official business here?
Yeah.
Well, stay out of the way of the workers. You look familiar. Do I know you?
Nope.
Allons faire un tour plus loin, on verra. C'est quoi ces caisses? Camion.
It's not as nice as my truck back in 86. Jeez, I hope I still have a truck back in 86.
Ok, donc je sais pas. Tiens. À mon avis, non, c'est pas là. Valley of the Past. Je vais aller revoir le
Doc's
doc.
right. If we want to break Edna and Emmett up, we better approach it from Edna's side of the relationship.
Well,
I talked to her.
and?
She says she knows what she's looking for, and it's you.
But it can't be me. Wasn't me. Marty, we don't belong together.
You don't have to tell me that.
Find out exactly what her requirements are. I can almost guarantee you that I don't fit them.
Ce qu'elle veut exactement. Allez, on va retourner lui parler.
You said that Emmett fits your bill of requirements for a man.
Yes?
What would that list be exactly?
You'd make a good reporter, Mr. Callahan. You know that? Well, his physical appearance, for one thing. Emmett may not be Clark Gable, but he cleans up surprisingly well. I gave him my grandfather's white suit to wear at the expo. Oh, you should see him in it. He looks positively radiant.
Looks good in a suit. Got it.
And he's completely devoted to me. That's important. I've got no time or tolerance for playboys.
Faithful as a Labrador. Check.
Thirdly, and most important,
Yes?
well, his mind, of course. It's brilliant, and it's virtuous through and through. His own mind map shows him to be a model citizen.
Good brain, I see. And if it turned out that you were mistaken about any of these qualities,
Say, what's your game?
just curious, just trying to understand the female mind.
Well, understand this. I'm not some faint-hearted girl who'd run away at the first hint of trouble. I've made a big investment in Emmett. Not money, but I've sunk all my ambitions into him. I'd have to be thoroughly disillusioned before I'd call it quits with Emmett. Got it?
Uh-huh.
Now, Mr. Cub Reporter, is there anything else?
What the heck is this mental alignment meter of Emmett's?
Oh, it's an absolutely revolutionary invention! Measures a person's affinities, what he's attracted to, what he's repulsed by, that sort of thing.
Interesting. And it really works?
Well, of course! What's the point of inventing something that doesn't work? Or, anyway, it works well enough for my purposes.
Rather hard for me to picture Emmett as a chick magnet.
Chick magnet?
A guy who gets the girls, motors running.
Motors?
Who makes them, you know.
You mean a chic?
Yeah.
Well, it's a matter of taste, I suppose, but when he's properly pomaded and decked out in my grandfather's white suit, Emmett just glows. Makes my heart flutter a bit just to picture him.
You say you know Emmett is a model citizen, but you don't know him as well as I do. Did you know he once cheated some Libyans out of plutonium?
Plutonium? What would Libyans want with plutonium? I'm sure he had a very good reason. Emmett's mind map demonstrates conclusively his brain is oriented toward virtue.
This one time, to power one of his science experiments, Emmett hijacked a train.
Please, there hasn't been a train hijacking in Hill Valley since the days of Mad Dog Tannen.
Ok, donc... ça
That's
vient.
all the questions I got.
Very well, then.
Hey, Audie, you seen my Oriole?
You mean this?
Yeah, thanks.
She gets to come and go freely, and I'm forced to wait. I love it.
Ah ah, oui. Et mettre la trompe avec Mrs. Je ne sais plus son nom. Je vais reparler à Doc, allez. Merde, c'est de l'autre côté. De l'autre côté. Un par ici.
Ah, good. You're back. Give me the full report.
She says she likes you because you've got a virtuous mind, you look good in a suit, and you're completely faithful to her.
Damn, she's got me dead to rights. Well, you'll just have to find a way to change her mind. I'll be here if you need any help. Do you need any help?
Have you figured out what's wrong with the time circuits?
Not sure. Possibly. It seems to me to be a simple wiring issue, but I'm double-checking to make sure. All the basic equipment appears to be functional.
Any chance I could borrow the DeLorean? I want to drop in on young you at the lab.
Well, I don't know. The time circuits...
Listen, I promise I won't take it to 88.
Even so, I'm worried about letting it out of my sight while it's still behaving unpredictably. Tell you what, I'll take it on a test drive 1 minute into the past. If it passes the test, I'll let you borrow it.
It worked! Didn't it?
I'm afraid not. In fact, the discrepancy appears to be getting worse. I arrived 6 hours ago.
Oh, too bad.
I didn't want to risk undoing any of the work you've done thus far, so I kept out of sight. But the time lag wasn't entirely a waste. I stopped by the hardware store and bought the parts for a chronometric analyzer.
A what?
A diagnostic device. See, I plug it into the time circuits and set them to cycle. When the green light goes off, I should have the data I'll need to understand the scope of the problem.
Hey, no driving the exhibits off the lot!
Looks like you'll have to find another set of wheels if you want to get to the lab.
J'ai rien compris de ce qu'il m'a raconté là, à sujet de cette petite invention là. Trixie, voilà, c'est ça, Trixie. Ah.
To all who approach these hallowed halls, I bid thee welcome. To all who approach these hallowed halls, I bid thee welcome. To all who... Oh, hiya, kid. Say, aren't you the fellow who...
Got you to turn on Kid Tannen? You bet.
You look younger without your mustache. That was a dirty trick, you know, making me think Kid had gone and iced Artie.
I'm sorry, but it was the only way I could...
Forget about it. I'm trying to. Yesterday's in the past. That's my motto. You gotta live for today.
Right.
So what are you doing down here anyway? Do you wish to pull the levers that control the future? At the expo, silly. Technology for a better tomorrow, and all that.
Oh, yeah, that's actually why I'm here. Listen, I've got a proposal for you. I have this friend, right?
No dice. I'm only seeing Artie now.
It's not like that. See, my friend's in a relationship with Edna Strickland.
Oh, poor schmuck. I wouldn't wish her on anyone.
Then you see where I'm coming from. He won't listen to reason, but I thought she might call it off if she thought he and you were, you know.
Ah, you are an evil imp, ain't ya?
Sometimes a guy's gotta resort to underhanded tricks. What do you say?
Sorry.
Ah.
Edna might be a pill, but if I play dirty tricks on every dame who disapproves of me, well, I'd play a lot of dirty tricks. Besides, such stunts are beneath the dignity of Techni, Muse of Progress.
Ok, comment va Kid? Qu'est-ce qui se passe avec cette expo?
Whose idea was it to put a science and technology expo in Hill Valley?
Beats me. Artie says it's all bred in circuses. But I ain't seen a single clown yet today.
So Artie's working for the expo too, huh?
Oh, Artie's doing swell. The papers made a big deal of him testifying against Kid. People have been beating down his door ever since the trial. The expo's darn lucky they could get him.
So who are you supposed to be?
Don't you know your Homer? I am Techni Muse of Progress. You can tell by the lightning bolts.
Must have slept through that class.
I'm supposed to be a goddess-like. I'm the one who inspires all the great men who make the discoveries. And women, too. Leave us not forget Madame Curie.
I never would. So you work for the expo?
Yeah, ain't it a kick? I greet all the important guests. And on the final day, I get to bestow the golden sundial on the winning contestant.
Techni, Muse of Progress. Not a bad gig.
Artie got it for me. It's my entree into respectability.
How's Kid's trial going?
Slowly. You know what they say. The wheels of justice grind slowly, but infinitely fine.
Except in Hill Valley, where they don't move at all.
What?
Nothing. It's just, you know, something I heard once. So no regrets about turning him in?
None at all. I should have known better than to take up with him in the first place. But what can I say? I was dumb. I let myself get taken in by his charm.
Charm?
Bon, allez, c'est pas la peine.
See you, Trixie.
From this chamber of wonders, we bid you a fond adieu.
Donc revenons à notre objectif. Va au labo d'Emmet. Il est où ce labo? Il te faut un nouveau véhicule pour traverser la ville jusqu'au labo. Oui. On va prendre ce 4x4.
No keys. I'll have to find my wheels somewhere else.
Pas de clé. Je ne sais pas, je ne sais pas. Blablabla. Edna.
Ahem.
Back again, Mr. Callahan? What can I help you with?
I was thinking. I found out about Trixie Trotter.
Yes?
Apparently they made her some sort of queen of the festival. Techne, the muse of progress.
They didn't. Well, they said this expo would give Hill Valley a reputation. I didn't realize this is what they meant.
What have you got against Trixie?
It's the idea of it, allowing our city to be represented by a woman like that. I won't stand for it. As a socially conscious citizen, I demand you discharge that muse.
Trixie? What's wrong with her?
Oh, she's hardly qualified for an honorific post at a public event.
Look, lady, she fits the costume. She's an American citizen, and she managed to memorize all her lines. What more qualifications do you want?
Oh, these people are impossible.
That's all the questions I got.
Very well, then. How about you? Have you got any questions for me?
No.
Then kindly let me pass.
I'm afraid I can't until I've located your registration form.
Oh, this is absurd!
Oh, je crois que j'ai vu Q-Ball. La bille.
Hey, pal.
Oh, geez, this guy again.
Funny, I was gonna say the same thing. What kind of stuff have they got you hauling here?
How the heck would I know? Electro this, robo that, dynamo the other. It's all Greek to me.
Shouldn't you be in jail with the rest of kids' gang?
I was, but then an opportunity availed itself and I
Sang like a canary.
prefer to think of it as exhibiting an admirable sense of self-preservation.
Have you heard from Kid lately?
We're not exactly on speaking terms these days, on account of our varying degrees of incarceration.
Will you be playing piano for Trixie later?
Nah,
Why not?
'cause little Miss Goody Two-Shoes thinks she's too respectable for cue ball these days.
You seem kind of angry about Trixie.
Angry. Listen, kid, me and Trixie go way back. I know stuff about her that even Kid doesn't know. Stuff that'd curl your socks.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And now to see her flouncing around the place, making like her stink don't smell, it just cheeses me off, you know?
So what's so, toe curling about Trixie's past?
Yeah, like I'm gonna tell you.
Oh, come on.
No.
Tell you what, I'll tell you something embarrassing about me first.
Like what?
Well, under the influence of alcohol, my mom made a pass at me.
Ooh. All right, Junior, you win. That was pretty embarrassing. Almost as embarrassing as this.
Is that Trixie?
Yep.
She's not wearing much.
No kidding. She did a lot of these artistic postcards a few years ago. I got a whole set of them.
Can I, have one?
I don't know. You ain't gonna do nothing bad with it, are you?
Hey, I promise. I'll only use it for the greater good.
Well, okay.
Hey, what's with your teeth?
My teeth?
Yeah, they're green.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Seriously, man, what's going on with your
It's
teeth?
nothing. Nothing. Oh, crap.
What's wrong?
It's these.
Dr. Frinkle's algae cakes?
A crate of them fell off the truck while I was unloading it, and I just can't stop eating them. How was I to know they'd turn my teeth green?
Well, the algae part might have been a clue.
Please don't rat me out, Artie, okay? I really need this job.
No problem, but you better let me keep the cakes.
Sure thing, pal.
Très bien, bon, on l'a déjà dit.
Hang loose, pal.
You talk funny, mister.
Alors forcément, on va examiner la photo juste pour voir.
Trixie sure got some nice, antlers. This is definitely something Edna wouldn't approve of.
C'est quoi ça?
That's a good thing these things never caught on. That's a good thing these things never caught on.
Petit gâteau aux algues. Ouais, ça doit être appétissant. Il me faut un véhicule. Ah bon? Il y a un véhicule qui était familier devant le lycée? La DeLorean? J'ai pas le droit de l'emprunter.
I'm having trouble finding another set of wheels. You sure I can't?
Not till I finish running these tests. Perhaps an electric commuter train.
This is 1931, remember?
Oh, right. Well, I'm sure you'll find something.
Va voir l'expo Il va aller du futur. Oh, ah oui, d'accord, dans ses tentes.
Back in 86, I could just skateboard from Doc's lab to the high school.
Ah bah le voilà, regardez-moi ça.
Press button to experience future Hill Valley, circa 1981. I don't think I've visited that timeline yet.
And after the rain, what else? An artificial rainbow, reassuring all the good people of Hill Valley that their needs are taken care of, and life is sweet. Of course, our residents will want to venture forth into the fresh air occasionally. And what better excursion than a pleasure ride in this elevated super train of tomorrow? Agricultural advances will make it a breeze to feed our burgeoning population. Tired of waiting for Mother Nature to do her job? Just press a button. Presto! An artificial rainstorm drenches the valley's thirsty crops.
Je vois pas ce que ça peut m'aider à trouver le labo d'Emmet. Arrache le train aérien de ses rails et sertant de skateboard. Ah d'accord, ah ok. Ouh.
My future wouldn't be built so shoddily.
Hi, Miss Strickland. I was just...
Break what you like, Mr. Callahan. It's no skin off my nose. Just keep away from Emmett's booth. Speaking of whom, I'd better go see what's keeping him.
I'll go check on him for you. I was just heading there anyway.
No, you weren't. The last thing he needs is another distraction at the 11th hour.
But...
Tut-tut. Not another word. I've got the rest of the day all mapped out.
Miss Strickland!
I'm sorry, I don't recognize you. Heavens, you shaved off your hair, but Carl Sagan?
I'd like a word with you, if I may.
I'm not sure it would be seemly for me to be seen in the company of an alleged arsonist.
I think it may be in your best interests. You see, I know what you're up
Let's go somewhere where we can talk privately.
to. Go. I'll keep her occupied till you get back.
Ok.
Hang on, Emmett. Hope you're ready for a big breakup. Emmett?
Thanks again for your assistance, Detective Parker.
Detective? What the hell is Kid doing here?
Nothing criminal, I assure you. I was just getting a mind map of Mr. Tannen for our exhibition at the Expo. The authorities wouldn't allow Edna and I to stage a demonstration of the mental alignment meter with a violent felon, but this little baby is just as good. Okay, let's see now what's next. Check the stew, sort the maps. Ooh, I almost forgot that.
Edna really is cracking the whip, isn't she?
Well, yes, but she's got my best interests at heart. Without her, I can get so distracted. Did she send you down here to check up on me?
Yeah, she wanted to come herself, but...
She's busy too, I know. Well, you're a poor substitute for Edna's lovely features, but make yourself at home.
Thanks.
No thanks are necessary. Without you, I'd never be where I am now, in love with the woman of my dreams, and a mere 6 hours from my first public triumph as a scientist. Wait a minute. 6 hours? Jumping Jehoshaphat, I'm running out of time!
Donc on va dissuader Edna que c'est pas le genre qui lui convient. C'est quoi ça? Imprimante bizarre.
How does the mental alignment thing work?
Here, I'll show you.
Hey!
The test subject wears this mind mapping helmet, which probes the brain by measuring fluctuations in skin conductance and electrical resistance on the surface of the parietal lobe.
Uh-huh.
When I turn on the mind mapping helmet with this radio switch, the subject is exposed to a series of visual stimuli intended to provoke a series of positive or negative responses, as indicated by these lights on the helmet.
Hey, is that...
As the responses are recorded, they're relayed to this special typewriter, which prints out a punch card that represents the subject's mind map.
All I see is a bunch of holes.
Well, to you, maybe. But to our mental alignment meter, this mind map is nothing less than a peek into your subconscious. Observe as I place your mind map into the MAM.
Layabout. Is that machine calling me a slacker?
No, your own physiological responses did.
C'est intéressant. Pile de cartes mentales.
What's this?
The mind map cards from the dozens of subjects I've tested during the last few weeks. I've got to get them sorted before the expo begins.
Why?
Edna's got this grand scheme to catalog all of Hill Valley citizens by their mental alignment. Isn't that cute?
Not really.
Yo. Tourne-disque.
I Don't Care by Trixie Trotter?
Edna doesn't approve of that sort of music, but I find it very soothing. Oh.
They say I'm crazy, got no sense, but I don't care. They may or may not mean offense, but I don't care. You see, I'm sort of independent. I am my own superintendent. My star is on the ascendant. That's why I don't care.
What's this typewriter do again?
During a mental alignment test, it takes messages from the mind map helmet and turns them into punch cards, like the one for Mr. Tannen over there.
Seems complicated.
Actually, it was all rather easy to put together, once Edna gave me the idea.
Sounds to me like you should be working on harder problems then.
What? Sorry, I've got to get back to work.
How goes the bacteria farm?
Not so hot. The bacteria have kind of gotten out of control. I had to put a clamp on the nitrogen tube to keep the stench from flooding the lab.
What's this?
That's a can of used motor oil, rocket fuel waste, and assorted chemical sludge left over from my abandoned rocket car.
Gross.
Accounting doesn't enter into it, but it is disgusting. Would you mind disposing of it on your way out?
Sure.
Fait croire à Edna qu'Emmett est un cochon. Donc j'entends bien. Donc il porte le casque mental dès qu'il entend la chanson de Trixie. Oh, attendez. J'ai la photo de Trixie en nu. Ça va lui chambouler là. Si je lui montre.
I should probably give this racy picture of Trixie to someone who would want to do something about it.
Aha.
If I'm gonna take Emmett's mind map, I better replace it with another one.
Salis-le. Ah. Ok.
Hey, Emmett, I've got a... Whoa! Whoops.
What the heck?
Oh, jeez, I'm sorry. Your suit's ruined. Edna's gonna be royally PO'd.
Wrong.
What?
When Edna gave me this suit, I realized that the probability of me keeping it clean was infinitesimally remote, so I spent a few hours whipping up this.
Whoa! What was that?
A chemical compound capable of wiping the grime off any surface.
Emmett, you'll make a fortune.
Not anytime soon, I'm afraid. Due to an inherent instability in its molecular makeup, after 12 hours, the cleanser's component chemicals break down into a series of cloth-shredding enzymes, rendering it unsuitable for commercial use.
Wait a minute. Does that mean your suit's gonna dissolve in 12 hours?
Hey, gods, no. The solution dissipates into the air after it's applied. But it does mean that after this batch of cleanser ages another 11 hours and 53 minutes, it would eat away this suit faster than 1,000 starving moths. And that would be a crisis of unimaginable proportions.
Why?
Because this suit belongs to Edna's grandfather, who wore it on his wedding day. Poor guy was gunned down just a few years later.
Emmett?
Well, enough wool gathering. Back to work.
Ok, encore c'est des détours compliqués. Oh putain.
The mind of a degenerate criminal.
That's Kid Tannen's mind map, as captured by our mind map helmet.
You could tell he's a criminal just by looking at this?
No, but when it's fed into the mental alignment meter...
Weird.
Weird nothing. It's science.
Donc là, je déborde un peu sur mon temps de vidéo, mais je vais quand même rester. On va faire une vidéo d'un peu plus d'une heure. Pourquoi pas? Allez.
Mind if I...
Go ahead. Ah, that'd be Mr. Needleman's card. I'll just put this in the stack with the other hooligans.
Donc il a la casque. Et si je peux, quand il écoute le tourne-disque... Allez, je vais mettre le tourne-disque en marche. C'est quoi ça, un interrupteur? Ah, attendez. Marmite de ragoût.
Hey, Emmett, What's cooking?
That's an old Brown family recipe for Hassenpfeffer.
Hassenpfeffer.
Rabbit stew. The trick is to add the cumin an hour after the carrots. Take a whiff. Isn't that just about the best thing you've ever smelled in your life?
It's, powerful, yeah.
I've got it on a slow boil for later.
Oh, 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 oh. Non, très bien. Je vais faire tourner. J'ai une petite idée sur ce que je dois faire, mais le comment, alors j'ignore. Demande à Emmett s'il possède sa propre carte mentale. Ça, je le sais, oui. Il est là, carte mentale d'Emmett.
Hey, Emmett, got a sec?
Why, yes. In fact, I've got several. Hey, how'd my mind map test get activated?
Bon, allez, je m'en
You look
fiche.
busy. Why don't we talk later?
Sure thing.
Allez, tourne-disque.
Oh.
They say I'm crazy, got no sense, but I don't care. They may or may not be
Ok, le ragoût.
but I don't care. See, I'm sort of independent. I am my own superintendent. My star is on the ascendant.
That smells good.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Et l'interrupteur.
People think of me. I'm happy, go lucky, and say I am lucky. So lucky.
So this machine takes those little cards and tells you whether or not someone's a good guy or bad guy?
Kind of. Actually, the helmet does all the work. The mental alignment meter is just a glorified arcade machine.
So why not just go with the cards?
Edna says that people respond well to flashing lights and snap judgments. I can't argue with that. Every time I kiss her, I see flashing lights and lose all sense of judgment.
No kidding. Hey there, you stinky little bacteria. Ew.
Oh.
Ok. C'est qui celui-là? Ah voilà, Bruce, puanteur.
its invention.
C'est qui celui-là? Photo d'un tanen. A l'air innocent. Ah ah! Photo de Trixie. Bah, il y en a une. Peut-être. Je ne sais plus, je ne sais pas. N'est pas un citoyen modèle. Sa propre carte mentale.
If I'm gonna take Emmett's mind map, I better replace it with another one.
C'est quoi ça? Ah, je l'ai pas eu.
This thing reads Emmett's mind maps.
Marmite de ragoût. Générateur. Ah ah, rouge.
What's this?
It's the placard we'll be putting in front of our booth at the expo.
The scientist that caught Kid Tannen?
A small exaggeration, but Edna says it'll attract investors. What do you think of the picture?
It's fine.
Really?
Really.
Well, that's a relief. You have no idea how long it took to find one in my mother's photo album that Edna approved of.
Looks like you got a lot of hooligans.
Yeah, about 90% of Hill Valley thus far. It's a little disturbing.
Je veux une carte perforée vierge. Où est-ce que je peux la voir? Donc,
So when it's turned on, that helmet can really read your mind?
Not really. It's actually a little more than a simple Wheatstone bridge, measuring galvanic skin responses to various sensory stimuli.
Like those pictures you showed me?
Precisely. The theory is that good citizens will have positive reactions to positive figures, while bad citizens will have positive reactions to negative figures, and so on.
And it really works?
So far.
je ne sais pas. Apparemment, le truc est sur rouge.
wonder how this new mind map for Emmett turned out. If I want Edna to break up with Emmett, I'll have to make his map more like Kid Tannen's.
Ok.
Nothing happened.
Well, that button advances the slides during the mind mapping test. It only works while the test is running.
Ok. Normalement, il est rouge. Il est bleu ou il est rouge? Je ne sais plus. Soupape.
Ew.
Yep.
How can I get Emmett to have reactions that are the opposite of those expected of a model citizen? No!
Ok. Ok. Ah, ça y est, je commence à comprendre. Peu importe, il voit un enfant innocent, hein. Donc le bouton, la lumière rouge s'allume puisque il sent une odeur désagréable. Peu importe la photographie qu'il voit. Donc je vais mettre la carte perforée dans le linéo... Attendez, que je ne me trompe pas, linéospiritomètre.
That's not a great reading, but if I really want to get Emmett in trouble, I better aim for the bottom.
Oh.
They say I'm crazy, got no sense, but I don't care. They may or may not mean offense, but I don't care.
No, don't turn it off. This is my favorite part.
I am my own superintendent. My star is on the ascendant. That's why I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what people think of me. I'm happy.
I'd be careful of that if I were you.
Why?
The rocket fuel experiment must have stripped one of the teeth in the hand crank. As a consequence, if you turn it for more than 10 seconds, it sends out an electric shock.
If I'm never successful, it won't be distressful, 'cause I don't care.
That smells good.
Emmett's invention makes him out to be a model citizen, huh? Well, we'll just see about that.
Non, non, écran de projection. Donc ça.
This button only works while the mind map test is active.
Ok. Hop, soupape.
Phew.
Ugh. Did the clamp fall off again?
Yeah.
Put it back on. Well, I don't even know why I keep that bacteria tank around. Every time the clamp falls off the nitrogen tube, it takes a couple of minutes before I can get the stench out of the air. Whew.
Ew.
Ok. Non, 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 pas le tourne-disque, pas le tourne-disque. Ok, ça n'a pas l'air très attrayant de ce que je vous montre là. Hein. Ça, il n'y a pas beaucoup d'action, je dois l'avouer. Mais c'est le jeu qui le veut. Hein. Oh, attendez.
Once the expo's over, I'll need to upgrade the mental alignment test to account for stray sensory stimuli.
Je comprends. Alors là, il me fallait un peu de temps pour piger le truc. Donc, photo d'un tanen. Je comprends. On va recommencer.
Guess it's already stinky enough in here.
va recommencer. Donc le tourne-disque, le générateur, la marmite, ce qui va me permettre d'influencer les réactions du doc quand il verra la vidéo, mettons, du tueur de Lincoln. Je vais lui balancer un truc agréable, comme ça, hop, ça va lui permettre d'avoir une réaction positive sur le tueur de... Voilà, bon, on va faire ça. Ça, Enna Strickland. Je vais lui balancer un coup de générateur. Voilà. On va passer au deuxième.
How can I get Emmett to have reactions that are the opposite of those expected of a model citizen?
Donc X-Boost. Tourne-disque.
Ah, that's the stuff.
They say I'm crazy, got no sense, but I don't care. They may or may not mean offense, but I don't care. You see, I'm sort of independent. I am my own superintendent. My star is on the ascendant. That's why I
Careful,
don't care.
don't let all
I
the
don't
flavor
care.
escape.
I don't care what people think of me. I'm happy-go-lucky and say I am plucky, so jolly and carefree. I don't care. I don't
Ah,
care. If I do get the lead and stone his chair.
Ok, bon, j'ai compris. Donc, Enna Strickland. Enna Strickland. Donc, réaction opposée. Un coup de générateur. Allez.
Emmett's invention makes him out to be a model citizen, huh? Well, we'll just see about that.
Le ragoût.
That smells good.
Ok, donc ça c'est bon. Un policier, un coup de générateur. Attendez, la marmite. Faut que ça se dissipe. Faut que ça se dissipe à les puanteurs.
Oh,
Voilà. photo d'un tannen. Le ragoût.
That smells good.
Voilà.
Once the expo's over, I'll need to upgrade the mental alignment test to account for stray sensory stimuli.
Donc un enfant innocent, on va arrêter. Soupape.
Ew.
Merde. Petit coup de générateur. Voilà, on va enregistrer la réaction. Oh putain. Allez. Trixie. Oui, il faut qu'il apprécie, oui. Marmite.
That smells good.
Ok. Oh, très bon signe.
Hey, Emmett, I think your mind map test is broken.
Oh, that switch just keeps shorting out on me. No time to fix it now. I'll have to take care of it at the expo.
Looks like I'm not going to be doing any more mind maps. I guess I'll test this out and hope for the best.
Oh.
Bingo! Now Emmett's mind map is as bad as Tannen's. Now all I have to do is swap this out with Emmett's original mind map and Emmett's own machine will do him in. Okay, Emmett, get ready to meet the new you.
Hey,
What?
I almost left behind my mind map card. We're gonna show it off at the expo as a rare example of a model citizen. Edna kill me if I forgot that.
She might kill you anyway when she gets a look at that mind map. Once Emmett gets to the expo, I'll try to figure out how to get him to put his card in the mental alignment meter. But for now, I better concentrate on making Emmett a slob who cheats on his girlfriend.
Emmett est un cochon. Attendez.
That cleanser doesn't seem very portable.
It isn't, but this is.
A perfume bottle?
Yes. No. I mean, yes, it's a perfume bottle, but inside is a concentrated dose of my all-purpose cleanser. With a little luck, this should last me through the next 12 hours before its component chemicals break down into a series of cloth-destroying enzymes.
Clever. What the hell is that?
What?
Sorry, I thought I saw a tarantula.
Ok. Spray.
Emmett says this stuff will clean anything, but it only has a 12-hour shelf life. Too bad I haven't got 12 hours. Or do I?
Je peux pas mélanger un truc. Sur l'huile de moteur, pourquoi ne pas l'essayer sur des prototypes d'huile de moteur? Ah bon?
What?
I was just thinking about the future. All that talk about Edna's grandfather made me realize something.
Please let it be something about lightning.
Life can be short, sometimes brutally so. So why not seize the day and grab your happiness while you can?
I'm not sure I like where this is going.
I was saving this for next Valentine's Day, but why should I? I know what I want.
Emmett, no.
I'm gonna ask Edna to marry me. Right now.
No!
Oh, right. I'll wait until tonight at the expo. It'll be much more romantic that way. Just think. By this time tomorrow, Edna and I will be engaged and will be the toast of the scientific community. And I owe it all to you.
You're welcome. Hey, Emmett, I've got to go out for a while.
I thought Edna sent you to make sure I wasn't getting distracted.
Oh, you'll be fine.
Ok, donc je vais pouvoir tester ce fameux nettoyant.
That volcano looks a lot like the one I did for my 7th grade science fair. It's a good thing I did this before Emmett's 12-hour time limit, where the cleanser might have dissolved the fur.
Combien de temps le nettoyant est-il efficace? Si? Très bien.
It'll be safe in there. Doc said to tell him when the light on his diagnostic thingy went green. Hey, the light's green. That means Doc could take the DeLorean out again.
Ah zut.
Hey, Doc. I mean, Mr. Sagan.
Excuse me a moment, Miss Strickland. I've got her neutralized for the moment. How's the plan proceeding on your end?
About that gizmo you've got hooked up to the DeLorean?
The chronometric analyzer?
Yeah, the light's gone green.
Wonderful. If the systems check out, I should be able to take it for another test run. I've got to run a short errand, Miss Strickland. I suggest you think about what I've been saying.
Oh, I will.
When did you land this time?
9 hours and 37 minutes ago.
Ouch.
Frankly, it started to get a little difficult to avoid running into myself. Still, the time jump yielded some interesting new data on the flux field. I'll run some more tests and we'll see what we find.
Doc's trip aged the formula a few hours. Not enough to turn it to acid, though.
Ok, donc indice. Attendez. Ok, oulala, oupa. Voilà.
I need to talk to you.
Excuse me, my dear. Yes?
About that gizmo you've got hooked up to the DeLorean?
The chronometric analyzer?
Yeah, what am I supposed to look for again?
A signal that it's done evaluating the time circuits. The analysis can take a while. Be sure to let me know when the light turns green, and I'll take her out for another test run.
Bon. Fais chier, j'aurais dû vérifier avant de lui parler si la lumière était verte.
Nope, no green light yet. Nope, no green light yet.
Oh putain. Shot. C'est... Le gameplay est une calamité sur ce jeu.
I need to talk to you.
Excuse me, my dear.
Not at all, Mr. Sagan. Take your time.
Much obliged, Miss Strickland. Yes?
About that gizmo you've got hooked up to the DeLorean?
The chronometric analyzer?
Yeah, the light's still red.
The analysis can take a while. Be sure to let me know when the light turns green, and I'll take her out for another test run.
I think I'm starting to get a plan.
Good. Tell me. No, don't. After all, it's my history we're talking about. If I learn how you're planning on altering it, my resolve may weaken.
Edna made a point of saying that teenage you looked great in her grandfather's suit.
I did cut a fine figure in that suit. She hated it when I got it dirty.
Maybe I could talk teenage you into losing the suit.
I doubt it. I knew how much that suit meant to Edna, and at that time my only desire was to please her.
Is it true that you only had eyes for Edna?
At that time, I'm afraid so. I always tended to idealize the opposite sex. I was educated in a boys' school, and Jules Verne was always a little sketchy with female characters.
Never got time for a therapy session, Doc. Know how that mental alignment meter of yours pegged you as a model citizen? Well, wait till you...
Stop! You're going to tell me about one of your schemes to make Edna break up with me, aren't you?
Yeah, see, Edna
I
thinks...
don't want to hear it. I know it's in the service of a good cause, but I still can't bear to know the details of my younger self's impending heartache.
Horrible news, Doc. Emmett's gonna ask Edna to marry him tonight.
But that's not how it happened. She didn't get me to propose until much later, that night at the lake.
Something I said must have caused him to move up the timetable.
Great Scott! This time travel business is trickier than I imagined.
About that gizmo you've got hooked up to the DeLorean?
The chronometric analyzer?
Yeah, the light's still red.
The analysis can take a run.
Bon, je ne sais pas comment la faire devenir verte, cette lumière.
Doc's trip aged the formula a few hours. Not enough to turn it to acid, though.
À mon avis... peut-être que...
To all who approach these hallowed halls. What's cooking?
Ideas. Up here.
Ouh, je vais peut-être faire un petit
See you,
chantage.
Trixie.
Don't be a stranger.
Euh...
I just want to make sure. Is this you on this postcard?
Yeah, that was my first photo shoot. You want me to autograph it?
That's okay.
Ah, mais à mon avis, elle est très fière de cette photo. Bon, je crois que je vais m'arrêter là, parce qu'on tourne en rond, là. Donc, je vais vous dire à bientôt, hein, pour une prochaine session de Retour vers le futur, épisode 4, double vision. Donc, on a pas mal avancé, surtout cette vidéo a été plus longue que d'habitude. Donc voilà, donc je vous dis à bientôt pour de prochaines vidéos de Retour vers le futur, le jeu, épisode 4, double vision, et à bientôt.